Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you been living by our slogan, we don't react, we do no contact? I certainly hope so. And if you too would like to enlist in the No Contact Army, it's very easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. The direct link is below. So this week, I want to answer the multi-million-dollar question that everyone has when they have been broken up with. And that is, will my ex come back? And most of my clients ask me this, and it's not a question I like to answer. And they always ask, what are the chances that they'll come back? And I have no way of knowing if they'll come back, but sometimes I'm able to know if they will at least contact you at some point. However, often with the information that I'm given, it's really a 50-50 chance, which sounds obvious. It's like, well, yeah, obviously they're going to come back or they're not. But it really isn't, because sometimes I give people a 90% chance that they will at least hear from their ex. And sometimes, on the rare occasion, I say, well, I would be surprised if you did hear from your ex. So there are several factors, as usual, that go into trying to figure out whether an ex will come back or not. Now, the main reason that anyone ever breaks up with anyone is because their interest level went below 50%. Interest level trumps everything, and I do mean everything. So it's not because of something you said or something you did or something you didn't say or didn't do. That's always a secondary reason. Whatever reason they gave you for the breakup, that's not the real reason. It's about interest level. Because if their interest level is high enough, people are willing to overlook a lot. That's how people end up staying in bad relationships. So don't beat yourself up thinking, oh, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done that. It's just about interest level. So the first factor is how close to 50 is their interest level. That's why after the breakup, it's important to do the correct thing so that you can reattract them and get their level back up above 50. That's why I'm so adamant about doing no contact and not responding to insignificant messages, because unless their interest level goes above 50, they ain't coming back. Okay, the next factor is their attachment style. People with an anxious attachment style will be more unsure of their decision. So no contact will work best on this type of attachment style. With the avoidant attachment style, it's more difficult, but not impossible, because avoidants are always looking for signs of possible problems up ahead in order to avoid them. That's why they're avoidant. So if something happens that makes them think that there's going to be trouble up ahead, then they prefer to leave sooner rather than later, even if it's only perceived trouble. So with an avoidant, you definitely want to avoid begging and pleading. That will not work on them. If anything, it just makes them dig in their heels more, and because they would never do that. And in their eyes, that's pathetic behavior. So continuing to call them and beg them, it just pushes them further and further away. And if you want to learn more about attachment styles, there's a book called Attached that you can look into. And this leads us to the next factor in determining whether your ex will come back, and that is, how did you behave after the breakup? There was a comment recently on one of my videos on YouTube, and the guy said that his ex had said that she was going to take him back, but the way that he behaved after the breakup just pushed her away even further, and she realized, no, she absolutely did not want to be with him. That's why it's important that you accept a breakup and go into no contact. And doing that will work well on all attachment styles, because the avoidant will initially love it that you're leaving them alone. The secure attachment style will be fine with it, and the anxious will originally be okay at first, the fact that you're leaving them alone, but eventually they may start to second guess their decision if their interest level is high enough. Now, if for some reason you're not going to just say okay when someone breaks up with you, as I advise, sometimes you just can't, and for some reason you have to discuss it or you want to, then do it from a place of wanting to understand where they're coming from rather than trying to get them to change their mind. You want to make sure that there hasn't been a misunderstanding, because it's possible that they were triggered and now breaking up with you is a trauma response. Their automatic reaction is to just run away. So discussing it will work best if you yourself are emotionally mature and can calmly handle the situation. It usually takes a while to get to this point. It takes maturity, it takes age. I don't expect you to be able to do this if you're in your 20s, probably not even if you're in your 30s. It definitely helps if you've had therapy or you're very self-aware. So if you have emotional maturity and you're able to calmly discuss the situation just to understand where they're coming from, then you can do it. Another factor is how many breakups have there been between the two of you. The more breakups there have been, the less likely that you are to get back together. This is why I want you to make it hard for someone to get back with you once they've broken up with you, because I want them to think twice and 3 times about breaking up with you again in the future. I want them to remember how painful it was without you and how hard it was to get you back. And this is also why I want you to ask the 6 questions that I've done a video about. I'll put the link above, because if you just get back with someone easily and you don't resolve whatever issue there was and you don't ask the 6 questions, then the chances of them breaking up with you again are high, and it will be more difficult to get them back the second time or the third time. The next factor is how much chemistry the two of you had. I find that a lot of my clients who are willing to pay for coaching are willing to do it because it was with someone that they had a lot of chemistry with. And it's not always easy to find someone that you have a lot of chemistry with, where you both feel it. So if the chemistry was reciprocal and your ex also felt a lot of chemistry with you, then the chances that they will rethink their decision is good. The next factor is the relationship overall. Does the bad in the relationship outweigh the good? Because if there are too many bad memories, if there's too much water under the bridge, then they will be less likely to come back. There's only one ex that I have blocked. I'm personally not big on blocking. And if I block, it's for life. I don't change my mind. And he's continued to try to contact me over the years on every single platform you can think of. He just keeps finding more ways to contact me. But there's just too many bad memories associated with him. I want nothing to do with him. So everyone has a breaking point where they just can't take the sadness and disappointment and pain any longer. So if that's the case, then the chances of them coming back are very, very low. Hopefully that's not the case for you. And then finally, how many options do they have? If they have a lot of options, then the only way that they'll come back is if you two had great chemistry and their attraction level is close enough to 50 that you can help bump it up through various things that I talk about, the jealousy, etc. And also, if there aren't a lot of bad memories associated with the relationship, and if this is the first breakup, then even if they have a lot of options, your chances are good. So basically, most of the factors that I've mentioned. And now I want to hear from you. How many factors apply to your relationship? So what do you think are the chances of your ex coming back based on the information that I've just given you? And if you'd like to help me figure that out with you, if you want to ask me that multi-million-dollar question of whether your ex will come back, you can do private coaching with me. And you can go to theartoflove.net. The direct link is below, and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website. If this video has been helpful, then please help other people by liking, subscribing, and sharing. If you're listening to a podcast, please remember to rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.